Welcome to StartupHakk. Today we're going to talk about one of my favorite books and one of the things that's influenced my business the most. And this is the book of Traction. And it's a fantastic book, and it gives you an operating system for how to run your business. And so it tells you, and I think it's a fantastic book, anywhere from 3 to 5 employees up to any size organization. Any size organization. It may not be for much more than 1,000 people, but ultimately this is a great book for startup businesses. And we're going to talk a little bit about it today and read some of my favorite quotes from it. So let's go ahead and dig in. Welcome to StartupHakk. My name is Spencer Thomason. I am the CEO and co-founder of CleanRouter, as well as many other products. Here are some lessons that I've learned building a successful business while challenging startup norms. My challenge is to push you to rethink startup success. Welcome to StartupHakk. So let's go ahead and dig in. So one of the first quotes is, most people are sitting on their own diamond mines. The surest ways to lose your diamond mine is to get bored, become over-ambitious, or start thinking that the grass is greener on the other side. Find your core focus, stick to it, and devote your time and resources to excelling at it. I know I've found that as I've really focused on working on my business versus working in my business, it's really paid off. And the Traction book, as well as the EOS operating system, really has helped me over the time to give a plan and a model for exactly how to do that, because not a lot of business owners know how to do that. Another quote from the book says, problems are like mushrooms. When it's dark and rainy, they multiply. Under bright lights, they diminish. And they give you a way to work through your problems with an issue tracker. And when he talked about another part of the book where he talks about documenting your process, he says, once you start to document, you're going to uncover some hidden bones. Some steps will be in place that don't have to be. You won't understand how the heck they ever got there in the first place. When you ask why, you'll hear responses like, well, that's always how we've done it. And I know that that's one of the things I've always tried to root out, is to make sure that you really streamline your processes and really work hard to make sure that you're efficient in everything you're doing. Another part that he really helps with is about using scorecards. And I'm a huge believer in using scorecards. It's a great way to benchmark and measure yourself. So he says, use scorecards. You must review your scorecard every week to ensure that you're on track for your vision. The real magic of using a scorecard is not limited to managing it on a weekly basis. You will soon see 13 weeks or 3 months at a glance, and it enables you to see patterns and trends. And I know there's one thing that I've really seen in my business is those trends and patterns are things that you see on a week-to-week basis to allow you to make more immediate changes. If you're only operating your business and making changes off of a P&L, you're 2 months late, whereas a weekly scorecard allows you to see those things and get them done. And then this quote from the book, and when it gets measured, let's try this again. What gets measured gets done. So what it also helps you to do is to become razor focused in your business on what is the most important thing. Another quote from the book, when everything is important, nothing is important. And my favorite, he who chases 2 rabbits catches none. So this becomes really important to help you not only be able to track and monitor, but be able to focus on exactly what's important. And you'll start noticing these trends in the numbers in your weekly scorecard numbers, which will allow you to really razor in on what is most important. He talks about one of the things is that putting together a 1-year plan, and he helps you to do that. In the book, they help you walk all the way through it, and the operating system of your business will help you to walk through that. He says, once your 1-year plan is clear, you need to narrow your vision all the way down to what really matters, the next 90 days. You should determine what the most important priorities are in the coming quarter. These priorities are called rocks. He then helps you to use these rocks to be able to execute on your business. He says you'll be faced with 2 types of issues regarding your people. The first is having the right person in the wrong seat. The second is having the wrong person in the right seat. In order to gain traction, you'll need to address both. He then also talks about how to create core values. And he says, once the company's core values are defined, you must hire, fire, review, reward, and recognize people based on these core values. That's how you thrive. That's how you build a thriving business culture around these core values. So this becomes important things as you work to make sure you have the right bodies, which is a critical piece of your business. So it's just, again, another example of one of the many things that they help you work through. ultimately, some of the final things that he talks about in closing in the book, he says, it is less important what you decide than it is that you decide. So more is lost in indecision than by wrong decisions. So I think that's really important. I've seen people, come into analysis paralysis, especially, in my day job as I've worked in larger enterprises. And I think one of the strengths of startups is decision making can be done quickly and fast, and then you can begin to execute on it nearly immediately. So this one also is important, and another problem with some larger organizations. When more than one person is accountable, nobody is. And I've often found that to be true. If nobody's in charge of something, then nobody's in charge of it, and it rarely gets done. So this becomes an important thing to make sure that you're getting your business organized so that you can put the right person in charge of things. Lastly, and in close, he says your ability to succeed is in direct proportion to your ability to solve problems. And again, I think this is the reason why startups are so effective sometimes, is because a lot of times in larger business cultures, you get really surrounded and bogged down in decision making. And I think in this case, you can just make decisions and execute them quickly in a startup world. And this is part of the reasons why startups are so much fun, is because you can see immediate impact and from decisions that are made very quickly. Hopefully this has helped a little bit. I really enjoy the Traction book. I highly recommend it to every entrepreneur who has at least 1 or 2 employees and who are running at least a $50,000 to $100,000 a year revenue business. With this, I would highly encourage you to go through the book. It's a great exercise, and I've found it the simplest, easiest path to walk through this process on how to focus on your business and not work in your business. Make sure you get your kids protected with the CleanRouter. Version 5's out and everybody loves it. Also make sure that you get your kids protected with the CleanPhone. Christmas is coming up, so this is a great present to put under the tree. Talk to you next time.